The mainstream media doesn't want you to know this, but conservative Christians and devout Catholics could be the ultimate swing voters in 2024. This video exposes how these groups, often underestimated, could reshape the entire election outcome. We'll break it down, and trust me, the numbers are surprising. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and smack that like button, because it really does help us with the algorithm to get our message out to more people. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We read interesting news stories of the week. We tweak them with a little bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. Please join us this Friday. You'll have fun too. All right, let's get right into this. Now, there's one thing you probably haven't heard the mainstream media talking about, and that's how crucial the evangelical Christian and Catholic vote really is in the 2024 election. Did you know that, according to the Faith and Freedom Coalition, conservative evangelical Christians alone make up between 25 and 27% of the electorate? Add to that another 10 to 11% of mass attending Catholics, and you've got a massive 37 to 38% voting bloc. Think about that for a second. It's larger than the Hispanic vote, the African American vote, and the Union vote combined. And yet, it's almost like they don't exist if you ask the media. Why? Because when they show up at the polls, it could be game over for the other side. And here's the kicker. Donald Trump is already winning 82% of that evangelical vote. And there's a real chance he could surpass his 2020 margin of 84%. That's massive. But what about the Catholics? Well, he's already leading there too, 52 to 47%. That's before Vice President Kamala Harris even decided to skip the Al Smith dinner, something that hasn't happened since the 1980s. So what happens if that number jumps? It's not just hypothetical. Ralph Reed's organization has crunched the numbers. They've done after-action analysis of previous primaries and discovered that with just 2 door knocks, backed by vote checks and phone calls, turnout among low-propensity voters of faith can spike anywhere between 5 and 11%. So when those voters show up in states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Wisconsin, it's like dropping a political bombshell. And none of the pollsters are seeing it coming. Let's take Georgia, for example. There are 1.9 million modeled social conservative voters in the state, and about 535,000 of them are low propensity voters. Imagine targeting 400,000 of them and getting 5% turnout increase. That's 20,000 more votes. A 10% increase, that's 40,000 votes that aren't even on the radar of traditional pollsters. This could easily swing the state. But why is the media downplaying all of this? Reed believes it's because they don't want to talk about the issues these voters care about: the economy, inflation, crime, the border. Instead, they want to distract us with topics like Project 2025 and abortion, because those issues, they're losers for them, plain and simple. It's the same reason you see Harris, Tim Walz, and other Democrat Senate candidates avoiding these core issues. They know they're in trouble, guys. And the Catholic voters, particularly frustrated by the current administration, the Democrats may not be able to count on that base like they did in 2020. As Reed said, many of those voters held their nose and voted for Joe Biden because he was one of them. They won't do that for Kamala Harris. And remember, Biden's policies, inflation, a faltering economy, a crisis at the border, and chaos abroad, are all seen as direct failures of his leadership. Harris can't untangle herself from that record. It's like a ball and chain she's dragging through the campaign trail. And remember when Joe came out on stage and said that, oh, she was involved in everything. And the media's attempt to sweep it under the rug, it's not going to work this time around. So what does all this mean? It means that there's a real chance that Trump's margins in key swing states could look even better than they did against Hillary Clinton. Catholics who have felt burned by Biden's presidency are not likely to show up for Harris. And these overlooked evangelical and Catholic voters, well, they're coming, guys, and they're coming in big numbers. So will the media continue to ignore the elephant in the room? Will Democrats try to pivot away from their policy failures to distract voters? We'll keep an eye on it and we'll bring you the facts without the spin. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with all the latest political news. And I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.